still sleep on my side, leave the right side untouched. Pillow fluff, blanket folded, waiting for the weight that never comes back. The sheets stay cool, they're crisp and perfectly made, like a grave I keep open for the ghost of your shape. I reach across in the dark out of muscle memory, fingers searching for the warmth that used to belong to me. But all I find is cold cotton, silence and space. The cold side of the bed still remembers your face. I tell myself one day I'll roll over, claim the whole thing. But every night my body still curls small, still waits for nothing. The cold side of the bed is the loudest silence I've ever known. It holds your absence like a promise you never owned. Every night I lay here, still reaching, still alone. The cold side of the bed, where your heartbeat used to live, now just breathes winter and the love you couldn't give. I keep the window cracked the way you liked it. Let the night air slip in, sharp and uninvited. Sometimes I think the breeze still carries your scent, but it's just the cold side reminding me where you went. I don't cry out loud anymore, the tears stay inside. They freeze there quietly where the feeling used to hide. I talk to the empty space when the clock turns 3. Ask if you ever miss sleeping next to me. I could push the pillows together, make it feel less wide. Because empty is still you in my mind. The cold side of the bed is the loudest silence I've ever known. It holds your absence like a promise you never known. Every night I lie here, still reaching, still alone. The cold side of the bed, where your heartbeat used to live, now just breathes winter and the love you couldn't give. Maybe one day I'll finally cross the line, roll over, claim the space, make it mine. Maybe one day the sheets won't feel so wrong. Maybe one day I'll stop singing this shape and mine. We used to fill every corner with sound. Your laugh bouncing off walls, my voice coming around. Now the same rooms stand empty and tall, and all that remains is the echo of it all. Your footsteps still echo long after you're gone. Faint, fading rhythm of the life we lived on. I walk through the silence, listening for proof, but the echo of us doesn't answer, doesn't move. I thought love left traces that time couldn't erase, but it only left whispers and empty space. The echo of us, it doesn't disappear, it just grows more thin. Every heartbeat catches the ghost of your laugh. Every quiet moment lets the memory in. Oh, the echo of us, the silence becomes louder than any scream. The echo of us, I'm still here, still hearing you in the dream. The bed still remembers the shape of your side. The pillow keeps secrets you never confided. I lie here at night and wait for the sound of your breath, your whisper, your heart beating down. But the echo is fading, growing more faint, like footsteps retreating, like love losing paint. I reach for the places your hands used to rest, when the echo of us leaves nothing left. I could scream your name till the walls come down, but the echo would only answer with its own sound. The echo of us, it doesn't disappear, it just grows more thin. Every heartbeat catches the ghost of your laugh. Every quiet moment lets the memory in. Oh, the echo of us, the silence becomes louder than any scream. The echo of us, I'm still here, still hearing you in the dream. I used to fear the quiet would swallow me whole. Now I fear the day the echo loses control, when even the whisper of your name goes still, when the last faint trace of you finally will fade. the song we used to sing, the echo of us still breathing in the quiet where you used to be. You didn't scream, didn't throw anything at the wall. No last cruel sentence, no final curtain call. You just stopped answering, stopped turning toward me in bed, stopped saying my name like it meant something instead. The quiet arrived so gently, I almost welcomed it in. Thought it was peace, thought it was rest, until the silence started wearing your skin. Until the quiet learned how to hurt me best. I waited for the storm I could hate or survive. Instead you gave me nothing, and nothing kept me alive. Your silence hurt the most, louder than any scream, colder than any storm. Every heartbeat stumbled in the space you ignored. Every breath tasted the words you never poured. Your silence hurt the most, it wrapped around my throat like a hand made of air. Your silence hurt the most, and you were never even there to see the damage you left. I still talk to the walls like they might reply. Still leave your side of the bed open at night. I whisper your name and the quiet whispers back. In your voice, your cadence, your exact pitch black. The house remembers you in every empty pause. Every creak in the floorboard still carries your scars. I don't cry out loud anymore, I've learned to stay still. But your silence hurts the most, and it always will. I could feel the air with noise, with laughter, with sound, but your silence would still find me, still wrap me around. Your silence hurt the most, louder than any scream, colder than any storm. Every heartbeat stumbled in the space you ignored. Every breath tasted the words you never poured. Your silence hurt the most, it wrapped around my throat like a hand made of air. Your silence hurt the most, and you were never even there to see the damage you left. I used to think heartbreak had to be loud to count, had to leave bruises, had to leave visible amounts. But your silence left no mark anyone else eyes could see, just a hollow inside that still looks like me. You didn't break me loudly, you broke me in ways no one will ever know. You left without a sound, and the silence keeps breaking me slow. Your silence hurt the most, even after the years, even after the rain. Every tear that falls is just proof you're still here. Every heartbeat carries your name again. Your silence hurt the most, it's the cruelest thing you ever gave. Your silence hurt the most, and I'm still here, still breathing in the quiet. Your silence hurt the most, and I'm still listening to the nothing you left. It didn't crash like thunder or burn like fire. It just started falling, soft at first, then higher. One drop on the window, then two, then a street. Love fell like rain, and I stood in the dream. I thought it was only a passing shower, thought we could wait it out inside for an hour. But the clouds kept gathering, the sky kept crying, and every drop that landed felt like goodbye. I kept holding the umbrella over us both, kept saying it'll pass, kept swearing my oath. But you stepped out from under it and let the water run. Love fell like rain, and you were already gone. Love fell like rain, quiet, relentless, soaking through my clothes. Every drop remembered the way your fingers used to close around mine. Love fell like rain, no warning, no thunder, no final refrain, just the slow, steady drowning of everything we named. Love fell like rain, and I'm still standing in the downpour, calling your name. The streets we walked are slick and shining now. Every puddle holds a piece of the vow we broke without ever saying it aloud. I step in them carefully, afraid to drown. Your laugh still echoes in the rhythm of the rain. Your voice still whispers in the way it taps the pain. I tilt my head back and let it wash over me. Love fell like rain, and it still feels like therapy. I used to run for cover when the skies turned gray. Now I stand in the open and let it all spray, because 'cause the only place I still feel you near is when the sky is weeping the same kind of tears. Love fell like rain, quiet, relentless, soaking through my clothes. Every drop remembered the way your fingers used to close around mine. Love fell like rain, no warning, no thunder, no final refrain, just the slow, steady drowning of everything we named. Love fell like rain, and I'm still standing in the downpour, calling your name. Maybe one day the clouds will finally break. Maybe one day the sun will remember how to take the chill out of my bones, the water out of my lungs. Maybe one day I'll stop standing in the rain, waiting for you to come back and explain. But until then, I'll keep my face turned upward, letting every drop remind me that we were real, that we were warm once before love fell like like rain, and I'm still standing in it, still missing you. Your arms stay longer than they ever had before. Not tight, not desperate, just unwilling to be sure. I felt your heartbeat slow against my chest, like it was memorizing the rhythm of goodbye instead. We pulled apart slowly, inch by unwilling inch. Your hands slid down my back like they were trying to convince themselves this was final, that the warmth would end. After the last hug, nothing felt like a friend. I waited for you to say something, anything at all, but you just looked at me with eyes that had already fallen. And then you stepped back, one small forever step, and the space between us became the rest. After the last hug, the cold arrived without a sound, no wind, no warning, just the sudden absence of your arms around. After the still feel the ghost of your chin on my shoulder, the way your breath caught, like you almost told me over and over again that you didn't wanna go, but you did, and the hug was the last thing you let me know. Now every coat I wear feels too loose, too wide. Every blanket I pull up leaves room on the side. I sleep curled small, like I'm still waiting to be held. After the last hug, the emptiness swelled. I don't cry when I think about that moment anymore. I just sit very still and let the memory pour through every open place you used to fill. After the last hug, time learned how to stand still. After the last hug, the cold arrived without a sound, no wind, no warning, just a sudden absence of your arms around. After the last hug, the world kept turning, but slower, more gray. After the last hug, I'm still standing in the place where you walked away. And I don't want another hug to replace the last. I just wanna stop feeling the shape of your arms in the past. I want the memory to stop replaying in slow motion, the way your fingers open like they knew this was the final emotion. I love the way you held me like I was something precious, even when you were already leaving, even when you knew this was the last one. After the last hug, I'm still here, still feeling the press of your chest, still breathing the air you exhaled against my neck. After the last hug, the silence learned how to keep every place your arms used to be. After the last hug, your arms are still around. The memory of me. You walked out softly, didn't even turn the key, left the door half open, like you might still need the space to come back, the space to breathe. But you never did, and I never learned to leave. I stood right there in the hallway where your shadow used to fall. Watched the light shift across the floor like it was saying goodbye to. I didn't run after you, didn't scream your name. I just stayed in the goodbye you gave. I told myself it was temporary, just a pause, just a breath. That love would circle back, that silence was only rest. But the quiet grew roots, grew furniture, grew a chair right where you used to sit. And now I'm still sitting there. I stayed in the goodbye, never moved an inch from where you said it's done. I stayed in the goodbye, kept the porch light burning when there was no one to come. I stayed in the goodbye, still breathing the air you used to breathe. I stayed in the goodbye because leaving would mean letting go of you and me. Your coat still hangs on the hook by the door. I brush it sometimes, feel the fabric once more. The coffee cup you use still sits on the shelf. I wash it every morning, talk to it like myself. The bed is too wide, the sheets too cold. I sleep on the edge, afraid to be bold. Every creak in the floorboard sounds like your step. I stayed in the goodbye and I can't forget. I could pack my things, change the locks, change my name, but every step forward still feels like the same. I stayed in the goodbye, never moved an inch from where you said it's done. I stayed in the goodbye, kept the porch light burning when there was no one to come. I stayed in the goodbye, still breathing the air you used to breathe. I stayed in the goodbye because leaving would mean letting go of you and me. Maybe one day the door will open again, and I'll finally learn how to let the hurt end. But right now I'm still rooted in the place where we stood, where you said I love you and then said you were gone for good. I stayed because leaving would mean letting you go. And I'm not ready to know. I stayed in the goodbye, even after the years, even after the rain. Every tear that falls is just proof I'm still here. Every heartbeat carries your name. I in the goodbye, and I'm still here, still waiting in the quiet where you left me. The house is quiet now, but the heater hums low. Same soft sound it made when you used to come home. I stand by the radiator, palms open to the heat, trying to remember what warmth used to mean. The cold still lives in the corners you never reached, but sometimes late at night the air almost feels sweet, like the ghost of your breath on the back of my neck, almost warm again, almost, but not quite yet. I keep waiting for the thaw that never quite arrives, for the ice to crack and let the light survive. But the warmth is patient, it learned that from you. It comes in small doses, just enough to get through. Almost warm again, like a fire that's dying but refuses to die. A flicker of heat that almost feels like your side. Almost warm again, close enough to hurt, never close enough to stay. Almost warm again, and I'm still here, chasing the ghost of yesterday. I still wear your old hoodie when the nights get deep. Not for comfort, just so the cold feels less deep. The sleeves are longer now, but they still smell like you. Faint, fading, almost gone, but almost still true. I light the same candle we used to share, watch the flame dance like it doesn't care, that the hands that once reached for mine are cold. Almost warm I'll stand here by the fire's glow, letting the almost keep me from letting go. Almost warm again, even when the winter still lives inside, even when the silence still keeps you alive, even when the missing still feels like a tie. Almost warm again, and maybe that's the truest thing I've ever known. Almost warm again, and I'm still here, still breathing, still holding the arms. Will one day feel like home? We didn't stop because we hated each other. We stopped because we loved too hard, too long, too much. Every touch carried the weight of forever. Every kiss tasted like the fear of never. We gave everything until there was nothing left to give. We poured our hearts into a cup that couldn't live. We kept saying one more try, one more day, until loving each other became the only way to break. We didn't fall out of love. We loved until the fall, until the tenderness turned into bruises, until the gentle became the cruelest call. We loved until it hurt, until the softness became a blade, until every I love you felt like a wound, until holding on felt more painful than being afraid. We loved until it hurt. No feelings, no betrayal, no one to blame. We just loved so deeply that the depth finally became the We still said goodnight even when the words felt hollow. Still held each other when the holding felt borrowed. We kept the rituals going like they could save us. Kept lighting candles on a love already in ashes. I still remember the night we both cried, not from anger but from knowing we tried. We looked at each other and saw the same truth, that we loved too much and it killed the youth. We didn't want to hurt Now the distance is softer than the closeness, because we didn't destroy each other with hate or with fire. We destroyed each other by wanting to stay higher and higher. I don't regret the love that burned until it broke. I just wish we'd known sooner when to let go, before the love became the pain that choked. We loved until it hurt, and I'm still here carrying a bruise, still learning that love doesn't always lose. Sometimes it just loves until there's nothing left to use. We loved until it hurt, and the hurt is all that's left of us. I gave you my softest heart, the one that still believed in gentle landings, the one that bruised easily but never learned to scar, the one that opened wide without asking for a guard. I laid it in your palms like spring snow on warm skin, believing you would cradle it, not let it thin. I thought softness was safe when it was given to you. I thought tender things were the strongest things we knew. I didn't know yet that soft things can be crushed without ever making a sound, without ever being rushed. I gave you my softest heart, and you walked away with it still beating in your fist. Didn't even notice the red dripping down your wrist. Didn't see how I kept smiling while something inside me split. I gave you my softest heart, the one that still whispers your name when no one's around, the one that still hopes even after it's been drowned. I gave you my softest heart, and you never even looked down. Now I keep the heart of pieces in the front, the ones that learn to flinch before the hurt arrives. I speak in short sentences, love in careful fonts. I've learned that soft hearts don't often survive. But late at night, when the world forgets to look, I still feel the place where the soft one used to hook into yours like roots finding soil after drought. I gave you my softest heart, and you let it walk out. was safe, who thought love believed me. I'm not sorry I loved you with everything open. I'm only sorry the world keeps punishing the hoping. I gave you my softest heart, and I'm still proud of that part, even if it's the part that broke me apart. I gave you my softest heart, and I don't regret the giving. I only regret the living that came after the leaving. I gave you my softest heart, and somewhere inside me it's still softly beating. Your name, softest heart, still beating, even after you stopped listening. I remember the exact shade of your eyes when you lied, the little lift at the corner of your mouth when you tried to make it sound casual, like it didn't matter at all. I remember how my stomach dropped every time you called. I remember the smell of rain on your coat that last spring, the way you laughed too loud at things that weren't funny. I remember the nights we stayed up till the sky turned pink, and how you said forever like you actually believed in it. I wish I could forget the small things, the stupid details, the way you folded your jeans, the way you hated your emails. But every tiny piece is still sharp, still whole. I remember too much, and it won't let me go. I remember too much, every half smile, every sigh, every touch, every promise you made when you thought I wasn't listening. Every time you looked at me like I was the only thing missing. I remember too much, and it's killing me softly day after day. I remember too much, and the remembering won't go away. I remember the song you played when we drove too fast, the way you sang off key but still made it last. I remember the coffee stain on the couch we never cleaned, the way you laughed and said it's character, it's lived in. I remember the exact second your hand stopped reaching, the exact moment your voice stopped teaching me how to love you without losing myself. I remember too much, and it's bad for my health. I try to erase you, try to blur the lines, but every time I blink you're still in the shine of every memory I can't turn off. I remember too much, every half smile, every sigh, every touch, every promise you made when you thought I wasn't listening. Every time you looked at me like I was the only thing missing. I remember too much, and maybe that's the punishment for loving someone who learned how to leave without having go. I remember too much, but I'm starting to remember myself too. The girl who loved you before I knew what it would cost to keep remembering you. I remember too much, and maybe one day I remember how to stop. I remember too much, and I'm still here, learning how to forget just enough to breathe. It didn't happen in a single night of tears. No final fight, no slammed doors, no broken years. Just the slow inching backward of your hand from mine. The way goodnight started sounding more like fine. You still sat beside me, still shared the same bed, but the wolf between us quietly fled. Your eyes drifted farther with every passing day. Your love turned to distance, and I felt it slip away. I kept reaching across the growing divide, hoping you'd meet me halfway, hoping you'd still try. But every time I stretched, you pulled a little more, till the space between us became the open door. Your love turned to distance, no threats, no scream, no reason to cry, just the softest retreat, the gentlest goodbye, till the one beside me had already died. Your love turned to distance, slipped down the back while I was still asleep, left the room colder, the promise cheap. Your love turned to distance tonight, and the silence is the loudest thing I've ever known. Your pillow kept the dent for one more hour. I pressed my face there, searching for your power. The scent was already thinning, already gone, like love had decided it'd stay too long. The street light still cuts the same pale line across the wall where your silhouette used to shine. But tonight the light feels borrowed, feels thin. Your love turned to distance, and it took close, and the distance took its time. Your love turned to distance, no thunder, no rain, no reason to fight, just the softest retreat, the gentlest goodbye, till the warmth beside me had already died. Your love turned to distance, slipped out the back while I was still asleep, left the room colder, the promise cheap. Your love turned to distance tonight, and the silence is the loudest thing I've ever known. I keep replaying the gentleness in your eyes, the way you didn't look away while saying goodbye. I wanted rage, I wanted fire, I wanted a seed, something I could hate, something obscene. But you gave me grace, and grace is the cruelest blade, because I can't hate you for the gentle way you walked away. Your love turned to distance, and I'm still listening for the noise it never made, still breathing the silence you carefully laid, still loving the echo of the love that decayed. Your love turned to distance tonight. No explosion, no ashes, no one to blame, just the slow, polite death of a once burning flame. Your love turned to distance, and the silence is all that remains. Your love quiet. You didn't kill it with a fight or a scream. You just stopped watering the thing we'd been. Day by day the petals started to curl. You watched it happen and never said a word. I kept tending the soil, kept speaking to the leaves, kept believing if I loved hard enough it would breathe. But you let love fade, quietly, politely, like it was nothing at all. that was meant for two. Coffee cup you use still sits on the shelf. I wash it every morning, talk to it like myself. Your side of the bed stays empty and neat. I sleep on my half so your half can sleep. We still said good morning, still kissed goodbye, but the kisses felt borrowed, the mornings felt dry. I kept waiting for the moment we'd finally break, but the break never came. We just quietly ate. I kept pouring love into soil that had nothing left to give. Kept believing revival was how we'd live. You let love fade, no explosion, no ashes, no grave, just the slow cruel bleaching of every color we made. That was meant for two. I don't hate you for letting it wither and die. I just hate that I kept trying to keep it alive. I kept choosing the ghost when the body was gone, kept loving the echo long after the song. You let love fade, and I'm finally learning that love doesn't need to be saved. But God, one person will love. You let love fade, and I'm still here watering what's already dead. Still whispering I love you to the space in my bed. Still carrying the weight of the things you never said. You let love fade, and I'm learning how to stop holding the hand that already let go. You let love fade, and I'm still here, learning how to live in the quiet you made. The light still falls the same way across the floor. Same angle, same gold, same quiet war. But your shape is missing now, just a darker place, where the sun remembers what used to take your space. I don't move the chair, don't close the door. I let the shadow stay exactly where it was before. Sometimes I stand inside it, close my eyes and wait, pretending your outline still carries your weight. I know it's only light playing tricks on the wall, but I still talk to it like it knows how to call me back. I'm still holding your shadow. closest thing to you I have left. The mirror shows me standing alone in the frame, but sometimes I swear I see your outline again. Faint, fading, borrowed from the afternoon glow. I tilt my head just right, and for a second you're whole. I don't chase it, don't try to trap the light. I just let it fall where it wants, soft and polite. Some days it's sharper, some days it's gone, but I'm still holding your shadow. Long after the sun has withdrawn, I tell myself one day the angle will shift. The shadow will leave and the missing will lift. But until then I stand here every day, holding the dark you used to make. I'm still holding your shadow, not because I think you'll return, but because letting it go feels like letting the last warm thing burn. I'm still holding your shadow, even though it never held me back. I'm still holding your shadow, because it's the closest thing to you I have left. Maybe one day the sun will rise differently. Maybe the shadow will finally set itself free. Maybe I'll walk through the room and not feel the pull of the place where you used to be full. But until then I keep standing right here, letting your shadow rest on the floor near my fear. I'm still holding your shadow, not to keep you, not to pretend, just to remember what being loved felt like then. I'm still holding your shadow, and maybe that's the only way I know how to mend. I'm still holding your shadow, even though it's only light pretending to be you. The room is empty now, but it still listens. Every creak in the floorboards turns into your rhythm. I sit in the dark and wait for the sound that used to come so easy when you were around. No words, no laugh, no soft goodnight sigh, just the shape of your voice still hanging in the sky. I close my eyes and the silence starts to bend. Your voice in the silence, it never ends. I used to beg the quiet to give you back. Now I just let it carry what it has left. Your voice in the silence, soft and cruel, the only thing that stayed. It whispers my name in the spaces you made. It lives in the pauses where your heartbeat used to play. Your voice in the silence, louder than any word you ever said. Your voice in the silence, and I'm still here, still listening to the ghost inside my head. I keep the phone face up, even when it's dead. Still wait for the vibration that lives in my head. Sometimes I speak your name just to hear it ring. Like if I say it enough, the silence might sing. The walls remember every sentence we shared, every I love you that the quiet repaired. Now they echo nothing but the shape of your tone. Your voice in the silence, it's never alone. I could fill the air with noise, with music, with sound, but your voice would still find me, still wrap me around. Your voice in the silence, soft and cruel, the only thing that stayed. It whispers my name in the spaces you made. It lives in the pauses where your heartbeat used to play. Your voice in the silence, louder than any word you ever said. Your voice in the silence, and I'm still here, still listening to the ghost. And used to fear the quiet would swallow me whole. Now I fear the day it finally lets go. And even the echo of your voice goes still when the last faint trace of you finally will fade. I don't know who I'll be then without your sound in the silence again. Your voice in the silence, even after the years, even after the rain. Every tear that falls is just proof you remain. Every heartbeat carries the way you used to say my name. Your voice in the silence, what's the only thing that never walked away? Your voice in the silence, and I'm still here, still listening to the love you didn't say. Your voice in the silence. didn't arrive with a fight or a scream. No final door slam, no shattering dream. Just a slow drop in temperature day after day. The way your I love you started sounding great. Your hand still fit in mine, but the warmth had already fled. The kisses still landed, but they felt like they'd been read from a script we both knew by heart, but no longer believed. When the love grew cold, we both pretended not to grieve. I kept waiting for the moment it would hurt out loud, for the storm that would force us to say it proud. But the cold was patient, it learned how to creep. It settled in the silences we both agreed to keep. When the love grew cold, no thunder, no rain, no reason to cry, just the softest retreat, the gentlest goodbye, till the warmth beside me had already died. When the love grew cold, slipped out the back while we were still asleep, left the room colder, the promise cheap. When the love grew cold tonight, the silence became the loudest thing we'd ever known. Your pillow kept the dent for one more hour. I pressed my face there, searching for your power. The scent was already thinning, already gone. Like love had said, it had stayed too long. The streetlight still cuts the same pale line across the wall where your silhouette used to shine. But tonight the light feels borrowed, feels thin. When the love grew cold and it took everything in. We didn't get a last look, didn't get a last line. We just stopped being close in the cold. Took its time. When the love grew cold, no thunder, no rain, no reason to fight, just the softest retreat, the gentlest goodbye, till the warmth beside me had already died. When the love grew cold, slipped out the back while we were still asleep, left the room colder, the promise cheap. When the love grew cold tonight, the silence became the loudest thing we'd ever known. I keep replaying the gentleness in your eyes, the way you didn't look away while saying goodbye. I wanted rage, I wanted fire, I wanted a scene, something I could hate, something obscene. But you gave me grace, and grace is the cruelest blade, because I can't hate you for the gentle way you walked away. When the love grew cold and I'm still listening for the noise it never made, still breathing the silence you carefully laid. grew.